Hello, good afternoon. This is your host, David Soto, talking to you. And today are my weekly Forex trade predictions, okay? And what I do right here is I will use my new magnificent trend indicator, and then I'm going to load all the major Forex currency pairs on a 30-minute time frame, okay? Just like you see right here, I got loaded on the chart. And I will do that just so we see what happened this past week, right? And then I will compare that to the higher time frames, which is the 1 hour and 4 hour chart, because that's the biggest time frames that my indicator will work on, that I designed it for. And then based on my experience and using my indicator here, I will try to give you my analysis of what I think is going to happen this coming week, okay? So to start off, I will say that the friggin' US dollar went up again this past week, and I was not anticipating that, but it's actually no surprise. Most all the Forex market is controlled by the banks, all the big banks, okay? And that is all manipulated. We do not know exactly what these banks are going to do with the market, okay? It's not really affected by wars in Ukraine or, whatever the political parties are doing for every country. It does have some influence, yes, but this is all played out in advance. 90% of this Forex is already planned in advance. Banks know what's going to happen, okay? So we as Forex traders, even myself, we do not know the future, okay? But unless you have like some deep inside information, then you're not going to know what the future is. So just keep that in mind. But with the fact that the US dollar did go up some this past week, anything that goes up has to come down, okay? So the US dollar has been on a trajectory, on a path to go up for most of this month. Now we're approaching the end of April, so soon, okay, if not this coming week, it's going to be the following week that the US dollar is going to be headed down. If you have a sell trade open for any of these, or if you have a buy trade open for any of the opposing currency pairs like Euro USD, Pound USD, AUD USD, don't panic, okay? Just know that eventually the price is going to move in the direction you want. The key to success in Forex trading is not to over trade. People will tell you not to over leverage. I'm telling you, leverage is perfectly fine. The more leverage, the better. But do not over trade. Do not keep placing more trades to counter the current negative trades, okay? You're like putting band-aids on top of band-aids to fix a problem, right? You're going to keep putting more and more trades, and they're going to keep going more and more negative. So take what you have right now, just leave it alone, okay? Do not keep placing more trades to counter the negative, okay? Unless you know 100% certain that the price is finally going to go in your direction, okay? So with that said, let's look at Euro USD. See, Euro USD did shoot up this past week, okay, which is good. All right, that's what we wanted, but then it shot back down and formed another blue arrow. Like, wow. So meaning if this shot back down, the US dollar went up. That's just how it works, okay? So kind of sucks. But the thing is, the price is right back down to this same support area, okay, the same low area here. So I feel very strongly that it will be going up. All right, if you have, like I said, if you have a trade already open, a buy trade, leave it. All right, I'm sure you're in a drawdown right now, but it's okay. Just leave it open. If you have not placed any trades yet, right now is a good time to go ahead and place a buy trade, okay? And I would hold it until the next red arrow, or you get a few hundred points, get in and get out of the trades, okay? That's very good also. That way you're not stuck in these trades for long periods of time. Get a little bit of profit every trade and get in and get out. Now let's look at the higher time frames. We can look at the 1 hour, 4 hour, see what's going on. The 1 hour shows basically the same thing, 2 blue arrows. The 4 hour is going to be a little bit different, but you see here we had a big downtrend and it hit a strong area of support. See where the price is right now. So it is very possible. We're looking at red Heikin-Ashi candles right now. The price could very well drop a little bit more, but overall the price is slated to go back up. Okay, it's definitely going to go back up. The price had already shot up and then come back down again, and this is what we call the pullback. And this is how banks and brokers can manipulate the market and cause you to lose, because you'll see the price going up and then you'll buy, and then the price will shoot back down and you say, oh shit, no, and then you close that trade, or it'll hit your stop loss, one of the two. Either way, you'll take a loss, and then you'll place a sell trade thinking the price is going to be dropping, and then that one, then the price will shoot back up, and that one will be in a drawdown or close of a loss as well. So like I said, if you place the buy trade and it's still open, okay, just leave it open, because eventually it's going to go back up. The big deal right now is that this trend is forming a bullish trend. Okay, so it doesn't look very bullish right now, but just give it time. Okay, you can look in the past and see what happened in the past. You know, we had a lot of, look at this one here, we had a red arrow followed by a higher red arrow. Kind of sucked, but then it finally dropped. Okay, we could have a blue arrow followed by a lower blue arrow. Highly unlikely, but it could definitely happen. Okay, so do be prepared, okay, for that type of thing to happen. But eventually it's going to go up. Okay, it's just a matter of time. If we look in the past, we've had this long downtrend, but we had some good highs and lows in between. Overall, the trend was going down, but I think now we're kind of getting ready for a reversal, and this is going to be going up. That's all depending on the US dollar, if the US dollar drops. So for this week, what do? Put your charts on a 30-minute time frame. It would be perfectly fine, and right now it looks like a really good time to buy. Of course, I would wait until the New York session on Monday before I go placing any trades, just to see if this repaints or drops any more. Okay, moving on to GBP USD, we see here that the price did in fact drop, which is interesting. So that means the US dollar went up, like I said, and it kind of sucked, but it looked like the price here was just riding sideways. It started to drop, and then it looked like it was going to go back up and then dropped again. So that kind of sucks, but that's okay. If you got in on a sell trade, you were doing good. And if you look here in the past, this is a nice thing though. There's nothing but sell trades. So this one is really good right now because there were no signals to buy. Okay, so now we finally have a signal to buy, which you can see here. And if we look at the 4-hour chart, yes, this is a very fresh signal to buy. So I would not buy right now because the price could drop more. It had a very sharp drop right here, which indicates that the price is definitely in a downtrend right now. All right, so just be careful. All right, now you can buy, but I would wait. I would probably wait till Tuesday or Wednesday before I go place any buy trades. This is a 4-hour time frame I'm showing you right now, and we need to look at trends. Okay, we need to look at trends, and if we draw a trend line, I don't know, like this. Okay, draw a trend line like that. I would say we need it for that to break before we actually go place any trades. So what's going to happen is the price is going to ride sideways, maybe even drop a little more, but eventually it's going to break that and go up. Okay, this is a 4-hour time frame, so it could take a day or two, a couple days for that to break. So be patient. Okay, we want to buy the GBP USD this week, but we need to wait. Okay, now moving on to Australian dollar versus the US dollar. Okay, again, this one freaking dropped. Okay, that's okay, as long as you were anticipating that. If you zoom out a little bit, we see we had a bunch of sell signals, and that's perfect. Okay, now we got a signal to buy. So if you do happen to have a sell trade open, I would close it and get ready to buy. Do not buy right now. Okay, this is a very fresh signal. wait until at least the London session or New York session on Monday before we go placing any trades, because we want to see. As a matter of fact, I probably would wait until Tuesday before I go placing a buy trade, okay, just to be safe. If you look at the 4-hour chart, get a bigger picture of what the market is doing, and you see we have a lot of good buy and sell opportunities. Right now it's showing buy, and yes, pretty soon it's definitely going to be going back up. That's all depending on the US dollar. If the US dollar drops, this will go up. So I have a strong feeling that the US dollar is definitely getting ready to drop, because this is definitely getting ready to go back up. So one goes up, one other one goes down. Now let's look at USD CHF. Okay, US dollar versus the Swiss franc. Again, I told you the US dollar gained this past week. It kind of sucks because it was not what I was anticipating. Okay, it's not exactly what I predicted last week. But again, we don't know the future. Okay, did not have a huge gain, but it definitely gained this past week. If we zoom out a little bit, we see that we had a bunch of buy signals, which is great. So if you're in all these trades to buy, that's perfectly fine, and that's good. Now it's definitely getting ready to go back down. If we look here, oops, let me shift the chart. So we see here it's definitely getting ready to go down. What I would do is wait until like I said, the New York session on Monday before I go placing excuse me, before I go placing any trades. Okay, so we have to be very patient on this one. It had a real nice uptrend here. You could definitely catch some profit on the way up if you were in that trade, but like I said, now it's getting ready to go down. I would wait probably Tuesday before I go place any trades. If you draw a trend line, I'm trying to figure out how to draw a trend line exactly, something like this. Okay, and let me zoom in a little bit so you can see. If you mark, whenever you have an uptrend, you have to mark your support. Okay, so this is what I'm doing right here, and what we need to do is wait for that trend line to break. Okay, once that trend line breaks, then we can go ahead and sell and wait until the next blue arrow to close the trade. Or you could get 300 or 400, maybe 500 points and close the trade. Okay, your choice. Okay, get a little bit of profit, close it. Because what typically will happen, and this happens all the time, is the price will break and it will drop some. You're thinking it's going to drop, and then you place a sell trade, and the damn thing will shoot right back up, and you like say, "Oh crap! Why did they do that?" Don't panic. Okay, just hold that sell trade until you get the next blue arrow. Just wait. Okay, you might take you a couple weeks. That's okay. Yeah, you'll have some swap fees along the way. These swap fees will dig into your profit, but as long as you have a profit in the end, you'll be perfectly fine. Now let's look at USD JPY, US dollar Japanese yen. This one's always very unique, very interesting. I said the price definitely gained this past week, but I don't know, it looked like it's starting to go down. We have a red arrow followed by a slightly lower red arrow, so that's a good indication that the price is headed into a downtrend. But for most part, you see here that we're going in a sideways flat range market. Okay, when we have that type of situation, what that means is we have indecision in the market. Okay, and the market is getting ready to reverse. So now that the market is getting ready to reverse, there's only one way it's going to go, and that's going to be down. If you look at the 4-hour chart, okay, look at the 4-hour. Okay, and I showed you this last week. All right, we had a red arrow followed by a higher red arrow, which sucks, but it happens. Okay, it doesn't happen very often, as you can see. Okay, I can zoom out and we can look in the past. Okay, we have red arrow followed by blue arrow, or blue arrow followed by red arrow. But here, here we got 2 red arrows in a row followed by, but here we got 2 red arrows. This one's way high. So very interesting why we had such a big hike in the US dollar. But we're talking about the Japanese yen here, so no telling what the Japanese yen is going to do. But we can tell that based on historical data, if we got 2 red arrows in a row like that, the next one is going to be a blue arrow. So what I anticipate is the price to be dropping, okay, probably for the next few weeks. All right, it already started to drop and then retraced. Now it's going to get ready to go down again. If we look at some of the higher time frames real quick, I know my indicator is not made for this, but I want to see. No, it's not going to show me. Damn it. Okay, there it goes. If we look here on the daily chart, we see I'm looking for a previous high. Oh, there we go. So you see, he had this high point here, and it broke. So it's like, oh crap. So that indicates that it's probably going to go even higher. But anytime you have a resistance that's broken, it becomes a support, and that support and resistance will continue to be broken and repeated itself over time. But that's okay. But this is a good indication that the price will be going up more in the long term. If you zoom out on this, we can see that we've had higher highs, okay? So, but actually right now we are at a pretty strong point of resistance, okay? So for me personally, I would anticipate this to be going down probably for the next few weeks, maybe even the next few months, okay? We had a long downtrend here and not too long of an uptrend, and then kind of right sideways and back up again. So I was trying to see, the past kind of repeats itself, but it's definitely getting ready to go back down again, okay? That much I'm sure of. Will it go up any more right now? I can't say, but definitely get ready to sell, okay? And we have this resistance here that broke, is already a support. So what you can do is, if I go back to the 1 hour, you could put a sell stop pending order below here, okay? And that would help eliminate some of your risk, okay? Because if the price keeps going up and up and up, it's not going to matter, because the sell stop will never get activated. If it drops below this support line, what that means is that it's going to keep going down. So you could put a sell stop with like a 200-point take profit, and it'll be perfectly fine. You also could put some sell limit pending orders up above this right now, just in case the price goes up even higher. Like I told you last week that the price would hit this high point and come down, and actually it went up even higher. That's why I'm a little bit angry, but whatever. It's got to come down eventually, so don't worry if you're already in a sell trade. So just hang in there. Moving on to US dollar versus the Canadian dollar, the final one in our list here. And you see here we have some blue arrows, and the price did go up this past week, which, surprise, surprise, the US dollar went up. Looks like it's getting ready to go down now. If you look at the 1 hour chart, again, same thing, it's getting ready to go down. If you look at the 4 hour chart, this is what I like to see. And if I zoom out a little bit, here we go. We get a bigger picture of the market, and we can see what's going on. So we're at a resistance right now. We have some higher, all the previous points of resistance are higher. So is this really true? This is a very, very fresh signal, by the way. It could go even higher. Keep that in mind. This could repaint and go higher. Anything is possible. So that's why we have to be vigilant, okay? And be patient. Do not rush into this trade, okay? If you want, you could set a sell limit pending order about 500 points above, and then another sell limit about 1,000 points above, okay? So every 500 points, set a sell limit pending order. That way, the price, if the price keeps going higher, you will be able to catch that as it drops, okay? You could place a sell trade right now. But what I would do is I would wait until maybe Tuesday, okay, Tuesday or Wednesday, and then place a sell trade. Okay, do not rush into this right now. Okay, just wait on this one. Anyways, all the USD, US dollar pairs are going to be dropping, but it's going to be a matter of time, and you're going to have to be patient. Okay, the next couple of days, I do think the US dollar might go up a little bit more, and that's fine. So just be prepared for that. On the converse, the euro, Great British pound, Australian dollar, New Zealand dollar, all those opposing currency pairs, those are going to be going up. So get ready for that as well. So that will conclude my weekly Forex trade predictions. If you have any other currency pair that you want me to examine, please hit me up on Facebook. I put a link below in the description of this video for my personal Facebook, okay? Please contact me there first. Also, I put a link for my private Facebook group where you can request to join my Facebook group and post any questions or comments in my Facebook group. Also, I put a link for my new Magnificent Trend Indicator, okay? You can click the link, watch the video, learn a little bit about that. If you have any questions about how to use my trend indicator right here, please hit me up on Facebook. If you would like to test my automated version of this, the Magnificent EA, okay, the Forex trading robot, I can give you a free trial of that as well. Just so hit me up on Facebook. I'd be more than happy to assist you, okay? So all that said, I hope you have a wonderful week ahead. Please let me know how I can help you. Thank you, and God bless.